Welcome to Acting Like We Know, where we pretend to know but really don't. I'm John.
And I'm Jeremy. Today I quiz John on his history knowledge.
You know what I hate?
What's your favorite pizza topping?
And we do some underrated, overrated.
Check us out. Well, first let's start off with Justin's not here today, so we got my brother John on the podcast. You may have heard him as one of our guests in our previous episodes. I'm not quite sure which one it was, but he's going to be my co-host today. I'm glad to have him here. Welcome, John.
Thanks for having me.
Yep.
I'm just going to replace Justin as another mail carrier.
Yeah. So you've heard us talk about Justin being a mail carrier. Well, this is how Justin became a mail carrier. John's been a mail carrier for
over 20 years.
Over 20 years. He's a veteran, folks. All right. Don't forget to check us out on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. We're also available on Spotify, Stitcher, and all podcast platforms. Also, check us out on YouTube, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Parler. Our Instagram is at Acting Like We Know. Drop the G. And then Facebook and Parler are just our podcast names. And then wait a second here. I'm messing up. All right. If you would like to support the show, we now have a Cash App account. It's $ Acting Like We Know. Please give us anything you can. It really helps if you enjoy the show. And our sponsor for today is CfactorX. CfactorX prides themselves on having the highest quality product found on the market. All natural with no additives or preservatives. Made from non-GMO hemp plants grown on select farms in Colorado and Oregon. No herbicides, pesticides, or chemical fertilizers are used. All of their wellness products are independently lab tested for quality and purity. It's also great for pets. The best part is they offer free priority shipping within the continental U.S. Check out their website now for your highest quality CBD oil needs. The current deal they have going, and I've always had, is buy two, get one free. That's CfactorX.com. The letter C, factor, the letter X.com. And we have another testimonial here because I believe you use it too, right?
Oh, yeah. I've been using it for about a year or so.
Yeah.
You know, being a mail carrier, repetitive motions, you have little just aches and pains. I don't know, daily shoulders, just joint pain, stuff like that. And it really helps lessen that pain.
Nice.
So I really like the product.
Nice. Do you get the lemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Lemon. All right. So John's got some facts for us today to start us off.
All right. So today for the draft, we are going to do best TV shows or series.
I forgot to put that in the intro. Today's draft will be TV shows.
So I got a few interesting facts about some popular TV shows. First fact is on the X-Files. So, to compensate for the 10-inch height difference between David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, Anderson often stood on a box during scenes.
Interesting. I didn't realize she was that much taller, but probably because of the box.
All right. And then onto The Simpsons. Krusty the Clown was originally going to be Homer's secret identity on The Simpsons, which makes sense because he's like when you look at his face, it's like almost just like a knockoff of it. Yeah. Looks like his evil brother.
Right.
All right. And then number 3 is a Breaking Bad fact. Walter White's famous ultra-pure methamphetamine on Breaking Bad is known for its blue color, and the substance is used as a prop. Might be nearly as addictive. The show's drug was actually made of cotton candy flavored rock candy. During shooting breaks, the actors would snack on it for a much-needed sugar buzz.
That's an interesting fact. I didn't realize that. Nice. I never really watched the X-Files. Never was a big Simpsons fan, but Breaking Bad was pretty cool. Shit. Someone's calling me. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's get on to some history trivia. So I'm going to be quizzing John on his history knowledge. Let's see what before the show, he told me he was pretty good history buff, so let's see what he's got. All right. What sports Hall of Fame enshrined Abraham Lincoln for having a stellar record of just one loss?
I'm going to have to guess boxing, because I'm thought he was an avid boxer.
It's wrestling.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know if he boxed ever when I was researching it, but I'm sure he did. But Lincoln was known as a very good wrestler in his youth in New Salem, Illinois. When he began to rise in politics in the 1850s, stories of his wrestling feats began to circulate. He even won a fight against a local bully, which became a beloved part of his lore. Yeah. Wrestling. Only one loss.
A wrestler.
Well, I mean, he was a country boy, right? Like, they always talk about how he could chop hella wood and stuff, so he was obviously really fit or whatever.
I didn't realize he was a country boy because he was a lawyer, so I figured, he's kind of a city boy.
Well, I think more in his youth, he was a country boy. All right, next question. Which founding father had a house which was discovered to have had about 1,200 bone pieces from about 10 human skeletons?
That's a odd question.
It is. That's why I picked it, because it was very interesting.
Founding father.
You definitely know him. He's one of the more famous ones.
Let's just say Thomas Jefferson.
It was Benjamin Franklin, the inventor. Benjamin Franklin only had 2 years of formal education. He was a hit writer as a teenager, and he also designed a musical instrument used by Mozart and Beethoven. I don't know what the musical instrument was, but it kind of looked like a piano kind of thing. Yeah, but bones, he must have studied anatomy or something. That's probably why. Or he was just a weirdo. I don't know. Which United States of America armed force did John F. Kennedy serve in?
The National Guard.
Was the National Guard even around?
I don't know. I just tried to...
It's one of the 4 major branches.
Oh, okay. I'll just say the Army then.
No, he was in the Navy. He was awarded several medals, including Navy and Marine Corps medals. Corps? Do you say corpse or corps? Corps. Including Navy and Marine Corps medals, a Purple Heart, American Defensive Service Medal, American Campaign Medal, Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal, and the World War II Victory Medal. I didn't realize he was such a decorated...
Yeah, I didn't either.
Purple Heart is like when you get hurt, right?
Yeah.
Wounded. Or is it when you save someone?
No, it's when you get wounded. In battle.
Yeah, okay. All right. Which Asian country had 7 of the 10 deadliest wars in human history? Some even deadlier than World War I.
I mean, China would be the logical guess.
Ding, ding,
right?
ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I mean, they have the most people, right?
Yeah.
So,
and they reigned for thousands of years.
Right.
Yeah.
In China's 3 biggest wars, an estimated 176 million people died.
Dang.
Yeah. That's just the 3 biggest ones. So
Right.
total, it's probably in the 300 million or something. I couldn't find an exact answer for all of their wars, but yeah.
Yeah, because that would probably just be a guess anyway. Cause
I mean, that is too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even World War II deaths are probably a guess.
Yeah.
Probably a fairly accurate one, but... All right, what famous children's party game that doesn't involve balls was an Olympic event from 1900 to 1920?
What famous children's party game? It's an Olympic event.
Generally, there's some, like, water or mud involved.
Tug of war?
Yep. Tug of war. Exactly. All right. There was, they discovered, what are the hieroglyphs?
Mm-hmm.
Egyptians had images of tug of war around 2500 BC. And at one time, it was used to start military confrontations. I don't know exactly when that was, but I'm assuming in the 1800s or 1700s. But yeah, I guess tug-of-war was a big part of our history, and I had no idea.
Interesting. Yeah, that's kind of interesting how, like, during war, they used to have, like, respect and kind of followed some rules.
Guidelines,
yeah.
Yep. Do you remember how people used to initiate duels? Like, I don't know, in the 1800s, early 1900s maybe?
I mean, I've probably heard it before.
You used to slap them with their glove.
Yeah, the white glove.
Yeah.
I challenge you to a duel.
Yeah. All right. What year was the defeat of the Americans in the Vietnamese city, or commonly referred to as the Fall of Saigon, during the Vietnam War? Was it 1972, 1975, 1979, or 1980?
I'm going to say 75.
That's correct. It is 1975. The U.S. was first involved in Vietnam in 1954, which I had no idea about. I always assumed it just happened right around that same time. So that wasn't too far after World War II. U.S. and South Vietnamese presidents were both killed in 1963, and our president at the time was JFK. This was significant because Kennedy wanted to get out of Vietnam. Right. So if he wouldn't have died, possibly we would have retreated and it would have been completely different.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the dumbest wars ever for us, right?
Yeah, and like like the guerrilla warfare, and like so many people died. I mean, it wasn't like
we were out of our element.
Right. Yeah. But if you compare that to like the world wars, I don't know how many people died in the Vietnam War, but like the World War,
not even
D-Day
close.
and stuff, not even close.
Yeah, not even close. But that was in one country, not a world war.
Right, yeah.
All right, what year did the Ford Model T enter production? 1902, 1905, 1908, or 1911?
I'm going to say 1908.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah.
You were struggling a little bit early in this one, but you're coming on strong here. Do you know what the vehicle is nicknamed? It's got a woman's name and a element in it. I think it's an element.
I don't know.
It's Tin Lizzie.
Huh, I've never heard
Tin's
that.
an element, right? Or is that a mixture of elements?
I don't know. I've never heard tin as an element.
Oh, okay.
I think
it's a mixture then, huh?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But
like aluminum and something else.
Yeah.
All right. So the Model T, this is very interesting. I had no idea. It was mostly made of wood, which I had no clue. I thought it was all metal, and covered with a thin sheet of metal. I wonder what kind of wood they used. Oak?
I know, like I'm pretty sure, like the springs, like
were
not
wood?
springs, but like the shock system, like rudimentary shock system, was made out of wood.
Really?
I think
you would think that would break very easily.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they treated it with some tar-like crap.
Yeah. Interesting. I bet you they don't really have great shocks, but... All right. Employees who worked for Ford were required to sign a contract that as soon as they could afford to buy one, they would have to. So I don't know what would determine that. Like, they would have to save up with each paycheck, and then they would buy it. But that's a kind of unheard of.
Right.
Nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Like, Tesla's not like...
You have to buy it.
When you get $90,000, you got to buy a Model S, bro. All right. And a very high percentage of Model Ts still run today, which... I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, it probably wasn't very complicated. There's not a lot of horsepower. It's, like, probably not a lot of running parts.
Right.
Like, vehicles now with tons of running parts and electronics, they're not going to be running in 100 years.
Right.
Right. So I thought that was pretty cool. It just goes to show you, like, old technology and old stuff, it still holds up.
Yeah. Because it was all about, like, the product lasting back then. You wanted it to last. Now it's all about how cheap can we make it.
But, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, it was all that they had, right?
Right.
It was the height of their, what do you call it, like production didn't Ford like basically start the assembly line?
Yeah, that's how I understand it.
Yeah. So they were like the first to, which is even more impressive, the first to do an assembly line, and most of the cars that you built with that assembly line are still legit. I don't know. I really liked that question. That was interesting. I like cars, so. How many manned moon landings were there? Was there 4, 6, 8, or 10? I don't know how old this question is either, because I know that China just landed on the moon not that long ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this includes that.
What did China? Oh, manned. So,
yeah.
Like
not just landing on it, but a person.
China actually landed with people on it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
not that long ago. A few months ago.
I didn't realize that. I knew they had a moon mission, but I didn't know people actually walked on the moon.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what happened. I'm pretty sure.
This is going to be a complete guess because my understanding, I only thought
know
we
of a
landed
few, right?
once. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's definitely been a few from us.
I didn't know that. I thought we only went one, actually stepped foot on the moon once.
Now I wish I would have done a lower answer.
So I'm going to go with 6.
That's correct.
Yeah. They're multiple choice.
So you got 4 of the 8, I think. 4 or 5? 5? Yeah, no, you got 5 of the 8. Yeah, pretty good. But Soviets tried to cover up their attempts at landing on the moon after the U.S. did it first. Like, they were kind of embarrassed, I guess.
Right.
Civil rights leaders got front row seats to the Apollo 11 launch. And Buzz Aldrin took Holy Communion on the moon. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, let's get into our next segment, co-host man.
You know what I hate?
What do you hate?
You know how, like, when there's 2 lanes and they merge down to 1 lane, and people don't know that you're supposed to use both lanes and then, like, merge at the end where they go into 1 lane?
Yeah.
And, like, they call it the zipper effect or whatever.
Like, if you're in front, you're supposed to merge in behind the person in front of you.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to, like, fill up both lanes, but oftentimes the main lane will be, like, hella backed up.
Oh, everyone will be in the left lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, those, you get the cars that zoom up in the open lane, and then everybody's like, oh, they're a bunch of jerks. But it's more efficient.
It is more efficient.
Both people fill both the lanes.
Right. I've actually read that before.
Yeah.
Like, people who cut in are actually helping
Right.
the efficiency of...
Yeah. And, like, one time I was on the trestle, and, like, in our area we have this thing called the trestle.
It's basically like a bridge the long bridge just goes over land, but it's part of, like, a highway.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's raised up because it floods
The water.
every once in a while. And this lady... I don't know, for some reason one of the lanes was closed, and this lady saw me coming in, the open lane, and she moved over to, like, the middle so I couldn't get past, and I was like, you bitch. You know what else I hate?
What do you hate?
I hate it when people say, like, something's too loud, like if you're trying to watch TV.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's women,
Oh,
like
God.
my wife. Like, I'm trying to, like... hear dialogue,
every little thing that happens.
Yes.
And
and I want it up loud enough to be
where you
able
can
to
hear
hear all
that.
the dialogue,
right.
And they're like, it's too loud, it's hurt. I don't know if it hurts their ears or what, but that's all.
It just annoys them.
Yes.
I think that
It's
they're
always
not
the
watching
reason-
it. They're not watching it.
Even
they're
if
not
they are.
invested in it. So
Even
if
she is.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's like, the kids upstairs trying to sleep or whatever, but
Right.
pisses me off. You know what else I hate?
What? Wait, I want to say something about that.
All right.
I feel like now there's parts in movies where the dialogue gets really low. But then when the action and stuff
Yep.
comes on, it gets really loud.
Yeah.
Because you have to turn it up to hear the dialogue.
Right.
Because I'm usually watching like something with my mom, and she's like, I can't hear what they're saying, and then we turn it up, and then all of a sudden the action part comes, and it's just like exploding our eardrums, So I wish they did a better job of turning up the dialogue at certain points so you don't have to do that.
Right.
Yeah. But what else do you hate?
I hate it when people throw common sense out the window for, like, whatever, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking, like, the whole COVID-19 thing where, like, all this fear of the virus.
Yeah.
And basically common sense went out the window.
Yeah.
Like, you guys kind of talked about this on a couple episodes ago where people were wearing masks while driving by themselves in the vehicle. But there's just so many common sense things that have gone out the window because people are fear.
How are you going to get How are you going to get COVID in your own car from yourself when you're by yourself?
And like, summer's coming up, and they say the virus is completely it's killed by UV sunlight, but yet we still have to wear masks outside. I see people running outside
with
by
masks.
themselves with a freaking mask on.
It's crazy.
Just stupid.
Yeah.
And I found it interesting, like, the Nazis did the same thing where they used fear. Like, you can get people to adhere to almost anything you want with fear.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep the people apart. It's sad. But common sense, man, like, a lot of people don't have it.
Right.
Or a lot of people are lacking in it. And everyone's guilty of, like, letting their emotions overcome their common sense at some point, but still, there's a point where your common sense needs to be on.
Right.
Pretty much at all times.
Like, how long do you do the same stuff? Like, we've been going on with this mask crap for over a year.
Yeah.
Like, when does your common sense kick in to be like, all right, I'm fed up with this. It's gone on too long.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm fine with it in public. Like, if you're sick, you should definitely be wearing a mask.
Agreed.
At all times of the year, no matter when it is, if there's a pandemic or not. Other countries have been proven that this is, like, stopped the spread of disease pretty significantly.
Right.
But then there is, like, the whole wearing a mask. Like, I hate wearing it at work. We have to wear it all day.
Right.
You know, even if we're sitting 6 feet from someone and we're at a computer and we're not moving, we still have to wear it.
Yeah.
And our bosses get mad when they see us without them on. But it's like, I'll go in their office and they won't have theirs on. It's like, what's the difference between me sitting... I'm 10 feet away from the closest person. Why can't I take it off while I'm just sitting here? But I guess it's because we share stations and we... You know, I breathe on the computer, whatever, but...
Yeah.
And we're a medical place, so they're overly sensitive to it. But besides that, besides the whole mask thing, just like... So I've learned this a lot by training people at my job, and I can pretty much figure out pretty quickly when someone just doesn't have common sense. Like, even if you don't know pharmacy, you're new to it, whatever, there's just some people that just don't have common sense, and it drives me crazy. Yeah. So I totally get this one. Yeah.
You know, it's funny, like, at our work,
I can't even imagine at your work, like, what kind of people you're dealing with.
At our work, we only have to wear the masks on our face. We can, like, pull it down under our nose, under our mouth, and wear it on our chin.
Really?
We just have to have it on our face.
And no one says anything?
No, that's like...
That's the rule.
That's not the rule, but that's what they tell us. Like, the management, they say it's fine if... We just want you to wear it on your face. Because... in my opinion, like, if one of their bosses walked in, we could put it up over our nose quickly.
Yeah.
Because when I get back from delivering mail in the afternoon, when, you know, it's super unlikely that anyone from the district will be in our office.
No one's wearing them.
I never wear it, and she never says anything.
Yeah.
But I won't wear a mask sometimes in the morning when the boss is around, and she'll be like, hey, where's your mask? But then in the afternoon, she never says a word.
Yeah.
So it's obvious that it's just like
just because of the higher
her
ups.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Right.
If they're making her do it, and if they say if I come in and I see people without it, you're gonna get in trouble. It makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what else
I don't know. What?
when people use speakerphone on their cell phone when it's unnecessary.
Dude, mom does. So John's my brother. I don't know if you knew that, but mom does this all the time.
Yeah.
I'll be like sleeping in the morning, and she'll be talking to Raimi at like 7:30 in the morning out loud, and I can hear Raimi just going off. Raimi's her brother, and I can just hear him just going off from my room, and it wakes me up, and it's like, bro, freaking, why do you have the speakerphone on?
Right. It's so like one of the things is people are driving. Like,
Yep.
I think it's because they're trying to avoid the whole talking on the phone.
Yep. But they're holding their phone.
I know, it's like right
with
in front
the
of your
speakerphone
mouth.
on. It's so dumb.
It's like 4 inches from your ear where you would normally have
it's
it.
annoying.
It's so stupid.
I get that. I drive on the freeway a lot, and I see that every day. Every day.
Again,
Common
women.
sense.
It's every
mostly-
100%. It's women. I've never seen a dude
Yeah, that's true.
on the speakerphone driving.
That's true.
I can't remember a single time. Sorry,
That's
sorry,
very-
ladies.
That's very true. All right.
You know what else I hate?
What?
When people disable read receipts on their messaging apps.
Read receipts.
So read receipt. If I send you a message and you open your app
And look at it.
and look at it, then it tells me,
the check mark or whatever.
yeah, it
That
tells
I
me
looked at it.
Jeremy has read your message.
Is it because they want to, like if it's a message that is regarding them, they don't want to answer it. They
Exactly.
don't want you to see that they saw it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
women. Sorry, ladies.
Some guy,
but-
I've seen some guys
yeah,
do it
but,
too.
like,
So all these things you hate about are about women.
I love you, ladies. I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah, it's like my wife. She refuses to turn on read receipts because it's not like an individually set thing. It's for everyone, like just for the app. You know,
You can't set it per chat.
you can't set it per person or per chat
It's
or
just
whatever.
on or off.
It's just on or off. So she's afraid, like with her friends or whatever, if she doesn't want to answer them right away,
Yeah.
she reads it and she doesn't want them to think she's ignoring them. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm bad.
Little pet peeve.
I'm bad at that too. Like, not like the read receipts thing, but if I look at a message and I want to answer it later, I usually forget. So I want people to know that I saw it so they can remind me that
Right.
I didn't say something.
See, for me, it doesn't bother me that you don't respond if you've read it. I just want to know, like, there's certain situations, like, I want to know if you've seen it. Like, for our family or whatever, if I say, hey, do you want to get, you want to eat at taco time or whatever?
Yeah.
And I want to know if you've read it and you're thinking about it or, you know, and let's say I'm 5 minutes from the restaurant and I'm saying, hey, do you want to get taco time? And you haven't read it, then I'm going to call you.
Yeah. Because I want to go there now and get
Yeah. I want to get your response.
it. Yeah.
And I want to know if you've seen it or not.
Right. Makes sense.
So,
All right. That's pretty good. Yeah, so you may have noticed that we didn't do Florida versus the world today. And John took over my You Know What I Hate segment. So this episode's a little unique. But we're going to get into something a little more familiar here. We're going to do some random questions. We're going to start off today with, what's your favorite pizza topping?
well, I would say my favorite pizza, like, combination usually is like a meat lovers with pineapple.
Yeah,
Pineapple, I know.
I was just going to ask.
Half of you hate the pineapple
I was just
on
going to,
your
that
pizza.
was going to be my next question.
I love pineapple on pizza.
Me too.
So I'm gonna go with sausage because that's usually in your, like, your meat lovers type.
Yep.
So
All right. I'm going to go with the common one. Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Yep. I love me some pepperoni. I'll eat just pepperoni pizza if I have to.
Oh, for sure.
Light sauce. I don't like too much sauce.
Yeah, I agree with that one too.
But I am definitely a fruit on my pizza kind of guy as well. Would you rather be able to control time or be able to know what other people are thinking?
Well, it'd be cool to know what other people are thinking.
Would it?
But that could really get you into some fucking trouble.
Yeah.
So
I would be very overcritical.
Yeah.
Because even not knowing what people thinking, I'm guessing.
Right.
And so even that's bad, but to know what they're thinking that's pretty, that's a burden.
Yeah.
For sure. Sometimes it's nice that people lie to you, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like it, but sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Like those little white lies.
Yeah. That are there not to lie to you per se, but to protect your feelings or whatever. So this one's easy for me. I'd rather be able to control time.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah. Just the fact that you could like reverse stuff that happens. But I guess would that mean that you're creating like a whole new timeline each time you do that, or are you in control of your timeline? Like, is it creating another instance when you mess with time?
Yeah, I would think you'd have to. There would have to be limitations.
Yeah.
You know, like this concept has been put into some video games to where you can reverse time.
Right.
But obviously you have to have a limit on the amount of time you could reverse, right?
Yeah, could I just go back to when I was born again and start over?
Because you could live a perfect life. You would never make mistakes if you could go back a year or 5 years or whatever. Be like,
so what kind of limitation would you put on it? Like, you can go back 5 minutes max, forward or back 5 minutes.
Yeah,
even that's a lot of time.
I was gonna say like 30 seconds.
Yeah, even that's a lot of time, right?
Right.
But what if something happens to where you can't think about going back in time 30 seconds?
What do you mean?
What if you get like shot in the, like shot or something, and you're like worrying about dying and you forget that you can control time? I don't know.
I don't think if I got shot, it'd be like,
okay, reverse.
All right. Yeah, I'd keep that in my back pocket.
All right. Do you like to take a stand or just let things go?
I'm probably on the let things go.
For the most part.
Yeah, for sure.
Me too.
Like, one example, one of my cousin's boyfriends stole my wheels.
What?
Yeah.
Off your Honda?
Remember,
cousin's boyfriend.
Raylan's boyfriend. Remember the 91 Civic I used to have?
The blue one?
Yeah.
The hatchback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wheels were at Peggy's house for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, they weren't on your car?
No.
Oh.
For some reason, they were at Peggy's. And Troy, Raylan's boyfriend at the time, stole them. And I was like, I know I forgot about it pretty quickly. I didn't hold it against him or whatever.
How much were they?
I don't know.
The chrome ones, right?
Yeah, they were.
This is when chrome was cool.
$1,500 or something for the.
What?
I don't know.
Damn.
Maybe even a little more, a couple grand. I don't know.
Yeah, wheels back then were way more expensive. Like, I can get some really good rims now for like $800.
Yeah, for 4?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not nearly as expensive
I could be
as
wrong.
they used to be.
Maybe it was like a grand.
That's
I don't know.
still,
whatever.
Well, yeah, I'm on the same boat. But there are, like, if I feel strongly about something, I'll definitely take a stand. I'm not one to just sit back with everything. But for the most part, yeah, I let stuff go. Or I try to anyway. But yeah, there are those times when I'm like, all right, I gotta say some shit.
Yep.
Because, yeah, I'm pretty opinionated, I feel like. But
I mean, sometimes you're going to hear it from me and I'll, quote, take a stand at the moment, but then I'll forget about it and let it go afterward. But you need to know you wronged me, bro.
All right. If you had to choose one animal to have as a pet, which animal would you choose? This can be any animal, and it's yours and it's tame to you. But you still have to control it with other people. So if you pick a fucking gorilla, there's no way you're controlling that motherfucker when you're walking it down the street. Like, so you got to be careful with this one.
So you have to control it within your abilities.
Yes. Like, but if you pick a dog, no problem. Tame to you.
Okay.
Like, it's your pet. Just like a dog. Like a dog can be tamed to you, but it will still attack other things, right? Potentially.
Well, I mean,
You're stronger than most dogs.
if you find the right dog and train it correctly, it can attack
That's
on
true.
command and
That's
tear
true.
a motherfucker up.
That's true. All right, we'll go with that. All right.
I was gonna say tiger, but then you mentioned gorilla, and gorilla is pretty badass.
Oh man, how do you transport that mofo though?
But now I'm gonna go with like elephant, man, because elephant's badass.
You can ride on an elephant.
Yeah, you could ride it places, and you could like.
But you have to feed it.
Yeah. Well, pretty much and most big animals, it's gonna cost a lot of money to feed it.
Yeah, take your kids and multiply it by 1,000 pounds.
But like elephants? What do they eat? Like grass?
Yeah,
That's cheap.
peanuts.
Peanuts. I don't know. I'm kind of liking the elephant because you could ride that dude around and he could charge through crowds. Like
Everyone gonna move out of the way for an elephant,
right?
Yeah.
I kind of like the elephant.
I am going to pick a dolphin.
Yeah, that's good.
I want a water animal. So I can like hold on to its fin. And take me through the water.
That'd be fun, but it's pretty restricted to like where you can go with it. And,
Yeah.
Like you'd have to have.
I wouldn't be able to keep it either.
A trailer with a pool or something to take it.
Well, why would I do that? Like, I'm gonna take it to like get food and stuff. Like,
I mean, like if you, I don't know, like I said, you'd be limited to like the ocean, or if you wanted to move or something, you'd have to take it to a lake or whatever.
I wonder if. Have you heard of an albatross?
Oh yeah.
Their like wingspans are like 20 feet, something crazy. I wonder if a human could ride one, or if it'd be too heavy. Probably too heavy, huh?
Yeah, I'm guessing it'd be too heavy because they have like a super light bone structure. That's why
true.
they're able to fly.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with the dolphin. All right. Do you normally save money or spend money?
I save money to spend money. I mean, if you ask my wife, I'm a spender for sure. But I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty responsible with money. I don't spend like beyond. Well, I used to spend beyond my means, but now I'm fairly responsible and
before kids and a wife. You mean?
Right.
Okay. Like, what's some stuff that you think you've spent that you wouldn't have bought, knowing your knowledge now? Back when you were in your teens or early 20s or whatever.
Well, I spent like $3,000 on stereo equipment.
Yeah. But that was just the price of stuff back then, right? Like, you still enjoyed the stereo equipment. You seriously telling me you wouldn't buy that now? Like, back then, knowing what you know now?
Well,
you would have saved that money for something else?
Well, it was when we got a bunch of money from a settlement. Like, I don't know. I don't really feel like I spend money that I shouldn't have spent, really. But again, if you ask my wife.
Yeah, I'm definitely a spender. Yeah, I do not save shit. And I am like a spontaneous spender too. So if I have my mind set on something, I'm buying it.
Yeah, definitely having a wife or girlfriend, I think's a definite like limit. You know, you consciously.
But my wife's a spender too.
Make better decisions.
It's a bad situation. Yeah, I like, for me, I'm like, if I want to buy something, I'm gonna buy it, and it fit. The other thing is I'm bad at is I want to get into something, like I want to get into something new. I'll spend a lot of money to do it, and then I'll do it for like a few weeks, and then I lose interest, or so I'm bad at that too. But I want to try things. So I don't know.
I'm the same. Like I bought a drone. I spent like almost $1,000 on a drone. Right. And I love it. It's great. It takes great videos and stuff. But like I need to go places that are cool to record with the drone. Right. Which I just,
don't really
have time or don't make the effort to do.
Right.
So it's kind of like the same thing. You try it out and you're all excited about it, and then it kind of tapers off.
Right. What's some stuff that you think you've spent money on that's well spent?
Well spent. Well, I would say my most well spent item for entertainment is probably my Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah, we play Xbox a lot for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say mine's like that or my camping stuff. I really enjoy camping and being out in the wilderness, so I don't regret that at all, for sure. And I have a ton of it, like more than a normal person should have. All right, next one, spontaneity or stability. This kind of goes along with the last one, like saving and spending.
Like kind of along spending, or
no, this
like
is just in general.
Like I'm not very
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Yeah. But when you are spontaneous, how does it feel?
I don't know.
To be honest, I love spontaneity. Like, it feels like an adventure to me.
Yeah.
Just random stuff coming up and you just do it, and then even if it's not fun, you're glad that you did because you tried it. I would totally be the person to just like go to the airport and be like, put me on the next flight, like whatever flight's leaving next. I would totally do that.
Yeah,
I think spontaneity's fun.
Yeah, I mean, as far I wouldn't say I'm spontaneous, but I'm willing to try different things. And like, remember when we went on that the slingshot thing?
Yeah, at the fair.
Like, I'm afraid
that was
of
me
heights.
And you, right? Yeah.
I'm afraid of heights, but I don't care.
You'll try it.
I'll go.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
You're literally looking at the world upside down, if you can imagine that. Like, everything is blue. It was dark. It was dark at the time, so everything below you is dark, and you're looking down at the earth, but you're upside down. If that makes sense.
It was like Twilight.
It was weird.
It wasn't like completely dark.
Fairly dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun though.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, if a friend just like calls me randomly, he's like, "Hey, let's go do," I'm like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Do you care about reviews?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
To a certain degree.
Yeah, you take them with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to buy something, I'm definitely going to go check reviews.
Yeah.
And, like, if I'm looking on Amazon or whatever, I'm going to take something with 2, 3, 4,000 reviews over something that has 100 reviews.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can agree with that. But at the same time, you read these reviews, and the people that review things, which I am not one of, I don't trust their opinion.
Right.
Because the fact that they're reviewing this thing, just the fact that they're reviewing it. So, like, they'll be like, "Oh, this little tiny thing about it I didn't like."
Right.
And it was a personal issue, not really a problem with the product. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I hate?
Yeah, exactly.
I hate it when people are like, "Oh, the company shipped it out 2 weeks late. I'm going to give it a 1-star review."
Yeah, that's
it's
dumb.
like, dude, that has nothing to do with
the product itself. Exactly.
It has to do with the company. I get the company's crap, but I want to know the reliability, the quality, whatever of the product.
Right.
So, again, with a grain of salt.
I do it more with like clothing.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of the times they'll be like, "I ordered a 9, which I usually wear, but this product is generally smaller or bigger."
Yeah.
That kind of thing I trust, but
like with shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is sometimes you can find out more about the product in the reviews, like stuff that doesn't tell you in the about section.
Yeah.
Like, does this fit for this thing specifically? Lately I've been buying stuff for my car, and then I have to look up these reviews, like, will it fit for my 2020 WRX or whatever, so.
Right.
But most of the time, I don't really care. I want to figure out for myself if I like the product or not. All right. What would you do with $10 million?
Well, the first thing I would do would be like...
retire?
Well, for sure, yeah. I'd be done working for sure.
You'd invest. Real estate, stocks.
Definitely.
Real estate.
Well, I don't know if I'd buy a bunch of real estate, but I'd definitely buy a nice property. Like
For personal?
yeah, for my family, something with a lot of acreage that I could just
Homestead?
Yep.
Do you want a homestead?
I do.
Homesteading sounds so cool. It seems like a lot of work, though.
It does. But I got 3 boys, so like I tell my wife, like if
Slavery.
right, like I want to grow some organic food and create a sustainable homestead where because I have some concern that our country could
Implode or fall.
Yeah.
But even then, you don't think you'll be affected? If you're in the right area, yeah, I get it, but...
I mean, you're going to be affected, but people are going to come for your shit, for sure. If you have food and sustainability, people are going to want it.
Yeah.
But kind of that's part of the game.
Right.
Definitely would buy a couple cool cars.
Yeah. What?
I've always wanted like an M5, BMW M5.
Gross.
Yeah, I know
You lost points with me there.
I'm not really like into the supercars. I don't know. I used to like Lamborghinis and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. What good is a Lamborghini if the world's gone to shit?
So you're going to have a homestead with a fucking Lamborghini and a BMW M5. It's not very homesteady of you.
I've always wanted to... I might buy an old Supra.
Ooh, I love Supras.
Yeah.
That's it? A couple cars, a house. You still got...
I mean...
$8 million left.
Shit, there's a bunch of toys I'd buy.
Yeah.
A helicopter for sure.
You'd have to learn how to fly it.
Yeah. I'd figure it out.
The manual will help me. All right.
You could hire
Anything
somebody
else?
like...
Yeah.
You teach me
Fly
how
you
to fly
around.
this shit.
Yeah. Anything else?
A pool. A nice pool for sure.
And
What
where
about
would
you?
this be?
Well, at the homestead.
No, I mean, like, where would the homestead be? If you could pick.
Oh, I don't know. Like Idaho's kind of where I'm looking right now, but yeah, I don't know.
Mine would be Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska would be cool.
Yeah. It's intense, but it would be sweet. That's the best place I feel like you can hide right now.
Right.
If you don't want to be around when the shit goes down.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, for sure.
Canada,
you gotta
maybe.
cross into Canada to even get there.
Yeah. So I guess maybe some places in Montana. Midwest for sure.
I
areas.
definitely do some more research if I came across a bunch of money
Yeah.
on good places. Because I like North or South Carolina looks like they have some nice like mountainous regions that would be cool. Or
What range is that again?
there's the Appalachians.
Appalachians, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd buy a jet.
Oh, yeah.
If you could. I don't know. I
10
don't know if that's
million,
enough.
you might be a little short on.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I just rent a jet when I want to
Yeah.
go places. Definitely buy a house. Actually, you know what? I might not even buy a house. I would probably just travel the world and live wherever I was.
You'd
at the
buy a
time.
house
Maybe.
because you gotta have somewhere to hang your coat.
Maybe, yeah. But first, I would definitely do like a world trip. Whatever
Yeah,
that would cost.
for
I don't
sure.
know, but go everywhere.
The Mediterranean. I definitely would want to travel the Mediterranean.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Greece, but I've heard people have been there and they don't really like it much.
I had a coworker that went to, I think Rome, Italy. She said it was pretty cool, but it was hella expensive.
Yeah.
But if you get 10 million, the expense
Yeah.
part ain't,
Yeah, right.
ain't no thing.
All right. All right. Let's get into the next segment here.
All right. Underrated, overrated. New Year's Eve.
As a youth, underrated. As I am now, overrated. Yep.
I was thinking the exact same thing. It used to be cool to go out and party, and like you and I, we used to go out with, our family would get together and be
Right.
a cool celebration.
Big family gathering.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just another fucking day to me.
Yep, been there, done that.
Yeah. And the whole like New Year thing, I don't really feel like it's a start over.
Right.
Or I don't believe in the resolutions. You know, picking a New Year's resolution and sticking to it.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Right. How about bacon?
Oh God. Underrated. I don't care. I love bacon.
Bacon.
Fucking love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with
Same thing.
Underrated.
Yep.
As a mail carrier, I drove by this guy's house one time. He was smoking a pork roast, and he hollowed out a pineapple. So he had basically like a pineapple ring, and he slid the pork roast inside the pineapple ring.
Oh my God.
And then wrapped it in bacon on the outside and smoked it for like 8 hours.
And then you just cut it and eat the whole circle of bacon, pineapple, and pork roast.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Gotta try that one day.
Damn.
How about summertime?
Underrated. I love summer here, especially in Pacific Northwest. Our summers aren't too hot, and the rest of the year it's like cold and wet and rainy most of the time. So we definitely don't get much of a summer, so I appreciate it more.
All right.
But in other places, I think it's overrated.
See, for me, it's overrated because being a mail carrier,
Oh yeah,
working
hot.
in those,
You guys don't have AC.
those
That's
metal
why.
trucks. It's
Get
like
AC in your
when it's 90 degrees outside, it's over 100 in the
it's
truck.
in a metal
You
box.
just sweat your balls off.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Doesn't sound fun. But besides working though, you don't like just waking up to a nice sunny day and it being warm out. Like,
I mean, it's all right, but honestly, it's not my favorite time of year. One of my favorite times of year is the fall when it's still fairly warm outside, but you got that nice evening crisp air, and you open the window and it's just a little chilly, but
yeah, I like all that too.
yeah, it's cool, but it's not my favorite time of year.
Yeah, I find value in all the seasons, to be honest. But
Right.
my favorite would probably be spring, just when it's starting to get nice.
Yeah.
And it's like fairly warm, and you don't have those days where I leave my work at 5:30, and when I'm coming home it's dark. I hate that.
Yeah.
I like when I'm coming home and it's still light out till like 8:00
Right.
or whatever. All right.
How about reading books?
Overrated for me. I don't read. Fucking hate reading. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I get that you can get a lot of valuable information from it and you can learn, but the type of learner that I am, just reading something doesn't help me as much as doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that, and I'm not much of a reading fantasy or nonfiction.
Yeah, but more like real stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like self-help or,
Yeah.
Whatever. And I prefer audiobooks to where, because
They're saying it to you.
yeah, I can listen at work and
Yeah.
I've definitely increasing my knowledge or listening to people who have a lot of wisdom.
Right.
I've definitely learned a lot of stuff recently that I wish I knew growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say underrated.
All right.
How about conversing with strangers?
This is definitely underrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
For sure.
I didn't think you would say that.
Why?
I don't know. You're just kind of, from my perspective, you're kind of a homebody. You don't.
Yeah. That is true.
You don't like talking to people.
That's not true. I like talking to people who have something good to say.
Right.
People who I feel like can give me something that I don't have. And you just never know. I've kind of learned this from my travels in Vietnam. You just never know who you're going to talk to.
Yeah.
And you never know what kind of knowledge or what kind of opportunities you're going to get from talking to those people. So yeah, I definitely think it's underrated. Yeah. I don't do it enough, is what I'll say.
What about people that are able to say what I think is dumb shit, but it's like small talk to kind of, keep a conversation going.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Like I'm not very good at
Small talk?
just saying dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like some people just say dumb shit, but then they kind of keep conversations going.
Yeah.
But
there's definitely a place for those people.
Right.
I don't mind it as long as it's going somewhere.
Right.
If it just continues with that, I get very bored with it very quickly. But even people I have like pretty deep conversations with, there's still small talk.
Yeah.
It's kind of a way to start a conversation, I feel like. I don't know. I don't mind it, like I said, as long as it's going somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to kind of go with overrated just because I think on the whole, a lot of conversations with strangers are kind of stupid and pointless. But I get where you're saying if you're talking to someone who has maybe life experiences or something that are interesting, but those people are few and far between.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of go with
But how are you ever going to find them if you don't do it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, you have to wade through the shit to get to the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just made that saying up, by the way. Never heard that in my life.
Right. How about geniuses? Are they overrated or underrated?
This one's hard because I appreciate a good genius. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to say underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's enough of them out there, at least that I know of. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. Underrated. I just think of like people of our time, Elon Musk.
Yep, that was the first thing that came to mind.
I don't know if you know who Jordan
Peterson.
Oh my God, I love that guy.
He's great.
Everything he says is just like, damn, dude.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Yeah, I like listening to him.
And then like,
thank you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Nikolai Tesla. Mm-hmm. Like I've been, not like reading, but hearing a lot of stuff about him lately. Just a lot. He's got so many ideas.
He's the Elon Musk of his time,
right?
Or maybe the Benjamin Franklin, or
you don't
Thomas
hear
Edison.
A lot. He's so underrated, I think.
Well, he was undermined.
Yeah.
By all of the other guys at the time. Like everyone was focused on Edison.
All right.
Because like they both had the same idea at the same time, but Edison just executed it better.
Which idea was that?
I think it was light. I believe it was him. It was it was Thomas Edison and I think Nikolai Tesla. Both of them basically had the ideas for light bulbs or whatever. But Thomas Edison was just more well known and better like marketer, I guess.
Did you know that like Thomas Edison, I think he had like 5,000 or something failures before he figured out the light bulb? Just so many.
I know he has hundreds of inventions.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
How about multitasking? Is that underrated or overrated?
This is kind of in the middle for me because I think at sometimes you should be focusing on one task, but at other times you should be able to multitask.
Right.
I'm more of a multitasker, I feel like. I can be doing several things at once and focus on all of them.
Yeah.
But some people can't. They can't put their full focus on all of the things at once. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Like for myself, I'm not very good at multitasking. Like earlier we were watching YouTube clips of comedy and I was like,
we were trying to write the episode.
I got to pause this because I can't listen to this and concentrate.
You can't focus on that. I couldn't
stuff.
Either at the same. I'll agree with you. I couldn't either during that because I was trying to listen to the jokes or whatever we were listening to. Yeah, but like at work you can probably multitask.
Right.
When it's a mundane task that you do every day.
Yep.
You can probably multitask it.
Right.
But then there's other times like if you're talking one-on-one with someone, you probably shouldn't be multitasking.
Yeah.
You should be focusing on what they're saying and so you can respond properly.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's kind of in the middle for me. What'd you say?
Overrated.
Overrated.
Because I think, like, my perspective of it is you have a certain amount of attention you can give to whatever you're doing.
Yep.
And basically, you're just splitting up your attention.
Yeah.
So the more things you're doing, the less you're paying attention to each of those things that you're doing.
Yeah, you have 100% of attention. If you're doing 3 things, there's 33% going to
basically,
each
yeah,
thing.
that's the
Yeah, I
idea.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you feel like when you are multitasking, like even if it's just 2 things, do you feel like that whole 100% you're giving to one thing is that much better than the 50% you're giving to the 2 things?
I'm definitely a proponent of focusing most of my attention on one thing at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like it's like if I'm doing 2 things, it's not 50-50.
Yeah.
It's like 40-40 or whatever, you know? Because your mind has to switch back and forth between those things, and that takes brain power or whatever.
Right.
So. How about being liked?
This one's easy. Overrated.
Overrated, yeah,
by
for sure.
far.
Yeah.
Definitely when I was younger, I cared. But the older and older I got, the more and more I realized I did not give a fuck what anyone else thinks about me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do what I want to do, and I don't care. Sometimes it hurts people, and I get that.
Right.
And I don't want to hurt people, but I'm still going to do what I want to do.
Right.
I think a lot of it is just being insecure.
Right.
If you're insecure, you're going to think more about that stuff. But I don't feel like I'm an insecure person. So
Have you seen that billionaire on TikTok that's like, I don't give a fuck what you think about, like, he's a really old guy, and I don't know who he is, I don't know what his name is, but I've seen him on TikTok many, many times, and he curses a lot, and he's just like,
yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
No.
No.
Maybe if you showed me. But
Yeah. He's like, don't care what anybody fucking thinks. I don't know.
It makes a lot of sense, because if you sit there and care about what everyone thinks, it's going to hold you back from so many things.
Yep.
And I don't want to live my life like that. There's so many people I know that like hang on the balance of caring of what everyone else thinks, and it's just, I can just see it, and I'm like,
I have one example in mind.
yeah. Let me guess, it's a woman.
No comment.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. Next one.
College degree.
Overrated.
Overrated.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is easy.
Yep. I could see, like, I think if you can get into a prestigious college, it can be very beneficial if you want to be, like, career driven.
Yeah.
Because if you have, like, that Stanford or
Harvard,
MIT or
Yale,
then it's like, it seems like there's so many doors that are open for you, but the whole, like,
you need to go to college to be successful.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, my philosophy for my kids is, like, own something, own a business, create your artwork, create, like, a podcast, YouTube.
Be the best at what you choose to do or whatever.
Yeah, but, like, own it.
Yeah.
Like, don't trade your time for work like I do or you do.
Yeah.
Go to work, your time is worth X amount of dollars.
Right.
Like, growing up, build something, build a business, build something that's yours. You own it, you control it. I really feel like those people that do that,
they learn a lot quickly.
Yep.
And those values that they learn for that will set them up for success in the future.
Right.
For sure.
And, like, nobody else can, your boss or the owner of the company can't, like, shut you down because you say something that they disagree with.
You control the creative future of your...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That was, long episode today, but that's okay.
What are we at?
We are at 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Wow.
So let's get into the draft. Today, the draft was chosen by John, but normally we would say whoever chooses the draft, the other one gets to go first, but I'm going to be a good host.
Gentleman.
Let John pick first. And today we are drafting TV shows. I don't know if I said that already.
Yeah, like series.
Yeah, TV series.
Yep.
Any kind of TV series.
So my
what do we got
favorite
here?
and first pick is going to be
Game of Thrones. I knew it. All right. You got the draft open?
I do.
Okay. Go ahead and write it in there and tell us why.
Like one of my favorite things about the Game of Thrones is the unpredictability.
Yeah. That's what makes a great show.
Like,
not knowing what's going to happen.
This person's my favorite. Oh, fuck. They're killed
dead.
them all. Yeah.
Season 3, and there's 6 seasons left. Shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
definitely
can't
like
really
this
think
show.
of any shows like that where you're like, you know, you expect the main character to go through the whole show.
thing.
And yeah.
But
it just
that's the
happened
thing.
time and time again.
That's the thing with Game of Thrones. There's so many main characters.
Right.
So, like, they're bound to die at some point, you know? A lot of people didn't like how the way Game of Thrones ended.
Right.
And they kind of shat on the whole show for that. But getting up to that point was fucking epic.
Right. Like
Like-
I think season 7, like when the dragons...
Season 6 or 7 was my favorite. I can't
Right,
remember
yep.
where it was, but
yeah.
it was just awesome. Every episode was just good.
Right.
Yeah, and then even the end battle that everyone kind of hated, I really liked it. The whole like stuff with Daenerys at the end was kind of gay, like the game with the dragon stuff. Like I don't know, it was
Yeah,
okay, but
yeah.
it didn't ruin the show for me.
I heard they're like
No,
yeah, they're
no,
like
stop it.
thinking about redoing
Leave it
the ending.
alone.
Right.
I'm gonna go a different track here. The show, like, I never watched it when I was younger. I wasn't there during the time of it, but I can watch it now and appreciate it so much. It's Seinfeld.
Definitely on my list.
Like, I can still watch episodes I've seen 100 times and still enjoy it. I may not laugh.
No soup for you.
I may not laugh, but I just enjoy the writing, and it's so well done, and even the actors
Relatable.
aren't great. but-
Relatable.
Yeah, it's relatable. Exactly. It's just so good. I can't think of an episode either that I don't like. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Seinfeld's my first
Definitely one of the best. I'm going to go with my second pick. Now, this isn't like my second favorite, but I'm going to pick it just because of its
pick.
popularity.
More popular, yeah. We do
And-
that all the time here.
Yeah. And it's always a running joke with my wife that I'd say the show sucks, but I really like it and it's pretty funny.
What?
Friends.
Oh, God. No.
I know.
No.
I hate to love this show.
I know.
But it's good. Come on. Rachel's
No.
freaking hot.
Yeah, Rachel's hot, but that's about it. Dude, Chandler is my favorite.
Chandler Benong.
Benong.
Yeah, there's one episode.
Yeah, you
Bing
lost
bong.
me. I don't know
Yeah.
that show very well. I've
I do,
seen many
'cause
episodes, but
It's one of my wife's favorite,
Yeah.
if not favorite show, so.
can't get on board with that one. Sorry. So that show for me is not on my list, but it's Jersey Shore. I fucking love Jersey Shore.
Ah.
I've seen every episode. I know all the people. I would watch it again. And I don't care to say it. This just goes back to the whole insecurity thing, what people think of me. I don't give a fuck. Like I say it at work, everyone hates me for it, but I don't care. I love Jersey Shore. That's your friends is my Jersey Shore.
All right.
But I'm not picking it.
Right.
I am gonna go with. I don't think you like this show very much, but I'm gonna go with it.
Breaking Bad.
Nope. I'm saving that for the end because I know you're not gonna pick it because you told me. I'm picking The Office.
Yeah, that's
You don't like that very
That's
much, right?
definitely on my list.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah,
You like The
that's hella
Office?
fun.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
The Office. I've watched it all the way through twice, maybe 3 times, and it never gets old. Like is it relatable? Is it the whole relatable thing again? For me, it is.
I mean, not
You
really.
Don't, you don't sit in an office all
No,
day. I do. So it's I think more relatable on that note, but it's just so good. there's so many different characters that I like.
Right.
The jokes are witty and stuff. So, yeah. Who's your favorite character on The Office?
Dwight.
Dwight.
For sure.
You have to say Dwight. Dwight's easily the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, what's your next pick?
Now, I'm going to save that one for later. And I don't know if you've ever seen this one, but I'm going to go... It's something Carla and I have been watching, binging. We pretty much watch it.
So you haven't finished it?
No.
Okay.
We're on like season 7 or 8.
Damn, so it's a long-running show.
Yeah, I think there's 10 or 11 seasons.
Dexter?
Nope.
No?
I started watching Dexter years ago.
Yeah.
But I
Never got into it?
never got into it.
Me
but
neither.
I need, like, I've heard so many times. I don't think
It's
I watched
really
it long
good.
enough because I've heard a lot of people say, like, the first season isn't that great, but then it kind of gets way better.
That's kind of like The Office, too.
But I never got through to the part where But I'm going to go with Shameless.
Oh, I've heard of this show.
Uh,
It's got, what's his name? The Shoveler from Mystery Men.
The Shoveler.
Mystery Men, the Shoveler. What the hell is his name?
I don't know.
It's the
Mystery
dad,
Man.
or whatever.
Yeah, Frank. His name's Frank on the show.
Yeah, but what's his...
He's a skinny,
that
homeless
guy.
looking dude.
Yeah.
He's a fucking prick on the show.
Mom
And
watches that.
I don't even like his character because he's just an asshole. And
But is he one of those characters, he's so much of an asshole that you kind of like him?
no, not at all.
Okay.
No. I think you're meant to hate him.
Yeah.
Like, he just does everything wrong. Screws his kids over. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely don't like him. But
Shameless. Okay.
it just does a lot of shit that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't
believe.
So the season we're in, like, the 15-year-old daughter has a baby, and she like refuses to get help from her siblings because, like, her oldest sibling basically takes care of all of them and didn't want her to have the baby because she advised against it. You're too young. And it's a lot of work. Well, she falls asleep and fucking drops the baby on the floor.
Oh my God.
You're just like, holy shit, I can't believe they did that. So
the show is very risque.
Yeah, but it hooks you.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Maybe I'll give it a shot. If you're putting it that on your list, it must be pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, I'm going to go with a cartoon. Which cartoon do you think I'm going to pick?
Rick and Morty.
Nope. I know you're not going to pick that, so I'm saving that. It's coming.
Bottom of the barrel.
I'm picking South Park.
All right.
I love South Park.
Definitely funny and good,
Yeah.
but I have not watched a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely watched a few, especially when I was younger.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I really like a lot of the episodes, but I haven't seen enough for sure.
Watch the which one is it? It's the 2 latest specials. They're like long episodes.
Yeah.
They're like about the pandemic.
Okay.
They're really funny.
All right.
One's about COVID and one's about vaccination. They're so good. South Park, there's so many characters. There's been a ton of seasons. It's been on forever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the new Simpsons, you know?
Yep.
But they just push the boundaries and they do all this stuff and they just don't give a fuck about who they make fun of. It's great. So
that's definitely something I love because political correctness is fucking stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't give a shit about that, which is fantastic.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're on pick foe.
So you might make fun of me for this one, but I really like The Walking Dead.
It's on my list.
It started out a little slow, but then like season 2 through 5 or 6, it got really good, and it was gripping.
2 through 6.
I don't know.
When
I'm just
Negan showed up, and they were all like lined up there, and he was gonna kill him. That was the peak of that show. In my opinion.
What season was that?
5, maybe 5. It could have been 6,
5,
but it was right around there.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped watching.
Yeah.
I haven't watched since then.
See, it was decent when he showed up and a little bit after that, and then it kind of tapered off.
Yeah, when that like tiger guy showed up and like that Ezekiel guy who had like the tiger.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
When it was all those different factions showing up, that's when I lost it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely on my list. Still, my favorite episode is episode 1.
Really?
First season, episode 1 is my favorite. I can watch it a million times.
When he like gets out of the hospital.
Yeah, and he rides the horse to Atlanta, and then he gets in the tank, and that's when he first meets Glenn.
Yep.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
Oh, he met Glenn that early?
Yeah, he hears his voice at the very end of the episode. He's like, "Hey, idiot," in the tank. Yeah. Glenn's the first person he meets.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, he meets
Glenn. I'm thinking of the who's the genius guy? What's his name?
Oh, the mullet guy?
Yeah.
He met him way
Okay,
later.
Glenn's the Asian guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he did
That's
meet
right.
the black dude before that, him and his son.
Okay, yeah.
I forget his name.
Yeah, me too. It's been a while.
But yeah, I agree with that. I like The Walking Dead. It was good for a majority of the show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this other one I have on my list that I'm probably not going to pick, but it's like Lost.
Yeah.
Like Lost was really good for a while, and then it just kind of like got dumb.
I never really got into that one.
It was really good to start off with. It's because there was so much mystery and stuff. All right, I have to pick this. I can't not let this go. Breaking Bad. Easily one of my favorite shows of all time. It was so clever. The characters were awesome. Just the transformation that the main character goes through, Walt, is crazy. He's like a science teacher. He gets cancer. He feels so bad about. He has to like provide for his family, so he starts making meth and selling it and becomes this drug kingpin.
Yeah.
And then he ends up doing all these bad things, and his family hates him. And then at the end of the show, spoiler alert, he leaves all this money for his family, and then his wife like realizes what he did for the family and why he did it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Great show, for
Love it.
sure.
Yeah. There's people I know who still haven't seen it, and I'm like, what are you doing in life?
Yeah. I mean, we can say that about a lot of shows,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Like Game of Thrones, I guess because it's on HBO, then a lot of people
harder to access.
don't pay for it or whatever, but...
Yeah, it took me a long time to watch Game of Thrones, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah. It's a great one. All right, my last pick. I think I'm going to go with another cartoon. And...
Your first cartoon.
Yeah, well, I meant like between the two of us. I'm going to go with The Simpsons just because, for me growing up, it was a show that was hilarious and pushed the boundaries for its time.
Right.
And one thing I really love about The Simpsons is how you go back now and they made predictions
stuff.
like coronavirus and...
Well, they predicted Donald Trump as president too.
Yeah, so many things. It was crazy. So
there's a few shows like that, like Family Guy also did some prediction stuff.
Yeah.
But I think Simpsons for sure is the number one. But yeah, Matt Groening is the Simpsons creator. He's kind of an artistic genius.
Yeah, he's done a number of other shows that are popular, but I can't name any of them. But
yeah, I can't think of any either. But yeah, Simpsons is good. I like Simpsons. Pretty much all the shows, like Family Guy, South Park, all those took a lot of things from The Simpsons.
Right.
Simpsons was the groundwork for sure. All right. So the third cartoon in our pick here, I'm picking Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, gayest show ever.
So
I don't know.
I love Rick and Morty. It's so clever. The writing is awesome. The voice acting is awesome. It's just like a cartoon where you never know where it's gonna go, and they have all these references to things, and it's so good. And I love the sarcasm, and sarcasm is one of my favorite kind of humor. So
yeah,
I love Rick and Morty.
I don't know. I watched a few episodes because you guys said it was so great, but I couldn't find any humor in it really. I thought it was terrible.
To be honest, I don't like laugh out loud at it, but I just enjoy the episode. I smile the whole time. I'm not laughing, but I just enjoy it.
It's like clever, or
it's just, I don't know what it is about it, but I just love it. So I waited to pick Breaking Bad and Rick and Morty because I knew John didn't like those. Normally, those would have been higher on my list, just so you guys know.
Like, Breaking Bad's actually, like, one of my top... I'd say, like, maybe number 3 for me.
Wow.
But, you know how the drafts kind of go.
Yeah.
You kind of pick based on what you think other people are
Yeah.
like and what's popular and blah, blah, blah.
The popular vote is what you're going for.
Yep.
Good thing you picked Walking Dead then.
Yeah.
All right. That is the episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. Don't forget to check us out on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Parler. And also, don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, thanks for being on the show today, Shwoo. Shwoo is what we call his nickname.
Always a pleasure.
Brother John. All right, do you know my saying that normally takes us out?
Good morning, Vietnam. Oh, no. Good evening and good night.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night.